Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to another guide about trading, and this is just going to be another video on how to avoid scams, because there's a few methods in the last guide I made that I kind of missed or didn't really speak too much about, and I'm just going to be covering every single method because it happens so frequently where I'll just get a comment on my Steam profile saying that someone's been scammed, and it kind of upsets me because I've made so many attempts and efforts to prevent these and it still happens regularly, and I do what I can to prevent them, but I need to make this complete guide just for the fact that I know I've done what I can to prevent them. So I'm just doing what I can essentially to protect anyone that watches this video from getting scammed, because then at least I know that if someone comes to me and says, Joe, I've been scammed, help me, that they probably haven't watched this video, because if they had, the chances are they would be fairly knowledgeable about the whole scam method. And one thing you guys need to remember is once you do get scammed, if you do unfortunately ever get scammed, if you are unfortunate enough to lose your items to a scammer, there's nothing I can do beyond that point. I will try my best to prevent them. I'll make various videos about scam methods and stuff like that. But once you actually get scammed, I can't get you your items back. It's kind of beyond my control at that point. And the chances are once you do get scammed, you're probably not going to see those items again. But without further ado, let's get into the first sort of scam method that can be easily avoided in Team Fortress 2 trading. Okay, so this method is one that's coming more and more prominent in the trading community every day, and there are people that comment on my profile saying, hi, I've been scammed by a Steam admin or a Steam rep admin, what should I do? And that's 100% of the time not going to be the case. The chances are a real Steam rep admin is probably never going to add you on Steam unless they want to trade something, and even then there's various ways you can identify if it's real. Also, this kind of covers impersonation as well, of not necessarily Steam rep admins but just people in general, like a lot of YouTubers are impersonated. So I'm going to show you how to identify if the person is indeed a real Steam rep admin or a real person, or if they are a scammer. So without further ado, let's get into that. So here we have the profile of a well-known Steam rep admin known as Angelmander. I believe they're a middleman as well. And there's a really simple way to identify if this is the real Steam rep admin or not. So if you're in Chrome, you can just simply go out full screen, copy and paste the URL into backpack.tf, get the custom ID and click the profile, and if it's the right one it will just say Steam rep, but next to it will say admin. You can also go on their Steam rep profile and it gives you a warning that they're impersonated, and it tells you that they are both a verified middleman and administrator. If you don't want to do it through backpack.tf, you can also just copy and paste their Steam URL straight into Steam rep, and it should, wait, okay, sorry, my mistake, you can't do the full URL, you can only do the custom ID, and once again it will bring you up the full thing. So that's Angelmander's official profile. However, you just search Angelmander on Steam and look how many impersonators there are with the same picture and most likely an identical copy of the profile. That one was actually trade banned. This one also trade banned. A lot of them are trade banned, it seems, which is quite odd. There we go. So artwork showcase a picture of the fake verified profile. So you just want to right click the profile and copy page URL. Okay, so it's not actually the same group, which I find weird, but let's just take, for example, this person adds you on Steam and offers to middleman or offers to do something with your items to verify if it's real. You go onto Steam rep, copy and paste the ID, and let's see what comes up. So if there's not a big green thing saying that they're a middleman or an administrator, they are indeed a impersonator, or if there's a massive red thing that says banned, the chances are that they're banned. So if you do get added by a supposed Steam rep admin and they do have the big red warning, or they don't have the big green thing and they're claiming to be a Steam admin or a Steam moderator, just remove them because they're an impersonator, and it's not even worth continuing to speak to them regardless of if they offered to pay you full price in pure, because a lot of the time they're just going to be lying. In fact, all of the time they're going to be lying. And this also applies to YouTubers as well. One of the most commonly impersonated YouTubers is Strife. This is Strife's official profile. As we can see, we right click, copy page URL, simple as that, go over to Steam rep, remove everything else from the URL, so we just have his custom ID, and we can see no special reputation, he's not banned or anything like that. However, let's just say we wanted to find an impersonator, so we'll copy his name and go to add someone. So Strife. Okay, so here we go. Look at all of these people with identical pictures, identical like names, everything is exactly the same, so you would be none the wiser if one of these added you. We'll go over to this one's profile, nothing even similar. We'll go over to this one's profile, and currently trade banned, but as you can see, it's very convincing. It looks very professional, various badges on the showcase, various links and stuff like that, but it's literally as simple as just right clicking, copy page URL once again, and wait, I didn't copy it properly, my mistake. Copy page URL, and let's check, and there we go. So trade banned by Valve, banned on Steam Rep, banned on Skyle servers, and banned on Fortress of Gamers. So a very blatant faker there. So literally it's as simple as just going on to Steam Rep of the person you're trading with and just checking if they're real. This is for everything, not just impersonators. Always check someone's Steam Rep before they add you. Another scam method that is extremely prominent at the moment is someone adding you and saying they're willing to pay full price in pure, or maybe even above that a lot of the time, and they just say they need to check if the item is duped. So can you give it to a trusted friend? You will give it to this trusted friend, the scammer will then change their profile to look the exact same as yours and ask for the item back, and your friend hopefully will not be, but occasionally your friend may be none the wiser and give your item to the scammer, who now his profile looks exactly like yours. A really simple way to prevent this is that if someone adds you on Steam and says, "Hi, I'd like to pay full price in pure, I just need to check if the item's clean first," or something like that, literally you can just check their Steam Rep. But if you don't want to do that, you can mention that backpack.tf has a built-in system where you can check if the item's clean, and you can even link them the history to your item if needed. If they still say, "No, that's not right, I need to check it myself," then just remove them, because it's almost guaranteed that they will be trying to scam you with some sort of method, and this is where they could bring in a fake Steam middleman as well. Another method that I honestly thought was dead is phishing links, and I don't really think a huge amount of this is sort of occurring in the community anymore, but back in the day, if you bumped your trade on Outpost, you'd get at least 3 phishing bots adding you that add you, and when you accept them, they send you an automated message with a fake Steam link. You log into the fake Steam site and that's your account details open. The hacker will then hack your account and you lose all your items. A really simple way to prevent this is just to either not click links that anyone sends you, or just to check the person that added you's Steam Rep before accepting their friend request, or even checking their profile. If they have a private profile, that's instantly warning signs flashing up, in my head at least. Or if they have a private inventory, once again, it's the same sort of concept where you always almost think to yourself like, what have you got to hide, kind of thing. So generally I don't accept people with a private profile just in case they are a phishing bot, because that's just how I've been sort of conditioned after trading for so long. So don't accept private profiles, and always check someone's Steam Rep when they add you. In terms of cash trades, I tend to avoid these entirely. If I ever want to sell or buy something for cash, I will just use a site such as marketplace.tf or OP Skins, because they are safe and reliable as far as I'm aware, and I believe they only allow verified sellers. If someone asks you to sell something, then say you'd much rather do it through Marketplace or OP Skins, and if they refuse to do that, and come up with some sort of excuse, then it's best just to decline the trade altogether and wait until you find another seller, because if they want to trade only exclusively through PayPal, there are so many different sort of sub-scam methods in PayPal that it's much better to just avoid it entirely and use a safe site such as OP Skins or Marketplace.tf. Regardless of the small issue that Marketplace and OP Skins both take a small fraction of what your item sells for as their own cut, I think it's definitely worth it. It's a small fee to guarantee a safe payment. Another thing you should probably be wary of is quick switching. This is essentially a process where someone will switch out an item for something that looks extremely similar in the trade, and you will be none the wiser because you won't really check it, and it will generally be just before you accept. So for example, let's just say I was in a trade, and on the other person's side of the trade they had a burning brown bomber, and on my side of the trade I had, like, I don't know, 1,000 keys pure. I count up my keys and I'm so distracted by that I don't notice that he switches out the brown bomber for a nuts and bolts brown bomber. They look identical in the trade and there's no way to differentiate them unless you hold your mouse over them. I accept the trade, go in my backpack, and it's a Mastflies brown bomber that I've just paid 1,000 keys for. One way you can prevent this is after you phone confirm or the phone confirmation comes through, check the trade offer, hover your mouse over the item and make sure it's the one you traded for and it hasn't been switched out for something else. Make sure before you phone confirm that it is the item by going into your trade offers. It's really not too difficult, but it's something a lot of people fall for, and it's very logical to fall for this. I fell for this once years ago for a CSGO item, and I've been so wary ever since. With every single trade, I will make sure before I phone confirm that it is the item we agreed on trading. One that seems extremely logical for me to just instantly know that it's not real, but a lot of people still fall for, is the scam where you get a trade offer through and it says, upon completing this trade you will receive money in your Steam wallet. This is very easy to prevent in just declining any trades that say that. If a person offers to add funds to your Steam wallet as soon as you accept the trade, or to add money to your PayPal as soon as you accept the trade, it's just not going to happen. Literally, it's best in trading just to stick to traditional trades as opposed to trying to get anything externally. So accepting a trade with an item on their side and accepting the trade with an item on your side. There's no reason to do the trades separately. On the topic of Steam funds being added to your wallet, another common method is someone offering to give you like $60 Steam cards for your unusual. And I mean, this is almost never going to be real. There's not going to be a huge amount of people who are willing to overpay that much for an unusual when they could literally just buy the equivalent amount in keys for a lot less. So if someone comes to you and says, hi, I'd like to buy your unusual for, you know, $60 in Steam vouchers, just tell them to either buy keys with the Steam vouchers and you can wait, or just remove them, because there's no way that you should probably risk this. And one thing I feel like a lot of people overlook is lending an item to someone. Now, I know I'm a bit of a hypocrite for this because obviously a good friend of mine lent me a golden pan to make a video with, and I did give it back. He also did it with a Sunbeams team captain. But I wouldn't recommend lending your items to someone. No matter how much you know them or how much you trust them, there's always the slight chance that they could switch and take your items. Of course, if you feel like you know them or you know them in real life and they wouldn't do this and you trust them enough, then I mean, feel free, but just be wary and be very cautious when doing this, because you never know when someone could get taken over by greed and just take your item and block you on Steam. One thing I feel like every trader should probably have a mentality of is that if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And that's something you probably need to remember when making a trade, or if someone comes to you offering a ridiculous offer. Always do background checks on everyone and every item to make sure there's no possible way that it is indeed too good to be true. And if it just seems a bit too good to be true or a bit dodgy, then you should just give it a miss and wait for a good, trustworthy buyer to come along. But guys, that is just about it for this guide. I think I covered every single scam method to look out for. I mean, if I did miss anything out and I realise after I've uploaded, I'll make like a pinned comment or something. But as far as I'm aware, I think I've covered just about everything. So if you did enjoy, please do remember to leave a like. Feel free to share this around to anyone you think may need it, or post it like anywhere or whatever. I just really hope I can help as many people as possible to prevent future scams from happening. So thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.